Today's episode, we're going to be doing the Chatt Cats Fishing Mancave. As you can see, Mancave. And as you know, man caves are critical for the health of every man. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Voila! This is it. This is my man cave. It's still kind of a work in progress. I have my boat right here, and I have all my fishing tackle and gear on this side of the basement. This is where I keep all my lures, plastics, battery charger for the boat, fishing line, reels, bait, reel oil, tackle boxes, shoes, rain suits, winter suits, minnow buckets, just everything pretty much. Other fishing reels, tripod stand, fishing tackle boxes. These are freezer bags, so when I vacuum seal my skipjack and other bait, cast net that needs to be repaired, rod holders, anchor rope, and I have plenty of the Chatt Cats fishing logo decals that maybe I'll do a giveaway on or something like that. So this is my shelf right here, and I got coolers up here and 5-gallon buckets, aerator pump stuff, and all that good stuff. So this is like the fishing storage space. And this is Crystal's car, not mine, but we keep it in here. This is also her kayak. We have not used it yet, but we will. So maybe I'll do an episode or two using this kayak as I'm fishing. And this is the boat. This is the Chatt Cats one and only fishing vessel. It's a flat bottom 16-foot aluminum john boat. It has carpet in here. As you can see, the gentleman that I bought it from used it more as a bass boat, which is why he has carpet and has like an upper deck, I guess, right here and so forth. Has a 45-pound thrust trolling motor, Minn Kota, with the foot pedal there. And I've kind of modified it over time with things that I want. Since I'm a catfish guru, I've added quite a bit to this thing. This is a dock tie-off rope. Let's see. Here is my monster rod holder, river anchor, 16 pounds, heavy duty anchor rope. And when I'm anchor fishing, this is what I use. And it has prongs right here at the end, so if it gets snagged or caught on a rock, it bends back or a certain way to get out of a snag. And I also have a anchor buoy, so if I chase down a big fish, I can let go of the rope, and this will stay afloat in the water, so I can pick up my anchor and so forth. So have a cooler that I usually keep here to keep my frozen skipjack in. I have 2 live wells, one right here. I usually just use it as storage though. I keep my cutting board and my cast net in there, and the other live well is over here, and I also use that as storage as well. Every now and then I'll use it where I'm keeping bluegill in there if I'm flathead fishing or something. This is the windshield that I had a good friend put on for me. It's plexiglass with aluminum siding here. So this is good for wind resistance and also to keep the bugs from getting in your face. So I put Chatt Cats there, the logo, the catfish, and some other stickers. Let's see, I have a Humminbird 688 CI HD downscan. It has built-in GPS. I have a Lake Master card in there that covers all the Southeast, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. I spent around $400 or so on it. So if you're looking for a good depth finder, Humminbird is the way to go. But there's other good ones out there as well. So have a bilge pump. Should be able to hear it. That pretty much pumps all the water out of the boat, which is good. These are the Atwood rod holders. I have 3 in the back, and then I have 1 on each side of the boat. And I have the extenders right here. And then the motor. It's a 50 horsepower Mercury outboard motor. Does well for me. Unfortunately, it's manual trim, so it's not automatic. I have to actually move it down a certain way so to kind of get where I want it to go. Has a hydro stabilizer that we put on here. It works really well. It's an old motor, but it, like I said, it runs, so that's the important thing. And I want to go over the storage compartments back here. Let's see, this one is where I keep a couple fishing nets, life jackets, navigation lights right here. Have a drift socket back there, so this is good to just kind of keep those type of things. And then on this side of the storage compartment, keep my gas can back here, 2 of my boat batteries. One's for my trolling motor, the other one's for the main motor. So anyway, kind of get the idea of what that looks like. So go ahead and release that down. And I think that's about it. Let's see, let me go over this side of the boat. I have passenger seat, driver's seat. I have a floor mat here that I use to fish on, especially for catfish. They have a slime coat. This protects their slime coat, whereas if I don't know, catch a fish and put it on the carpet, number one, it makes the carpet all gooey, and number two, it can hurt the fish and they can get, you know, skin infections and so forth. So I try to keep them on this to protect them. I have other rod holders here, just as, you know, to storage them as I'm driving the boat. I have 5, I have scissors, bait knives, pliers, all that good stuff. And I have fish grips here, Team Catfish. Let's see, I think that's about it. It's a really small boat. If you're trying to get into fishing boats for the first time, I highly recommend you get something that's not too big or overbearing for you. So when I was looking at boats for the first time, I ended up getting something that was under 18 feet. And I'm going to eventually upgrade to a bigger one, maybe in the next year or two. So if you're first starting out, recommend you get something around 16, 17 feet, 18 feet if you feel comfortable. And this has done me real well. So, all right, so let's kind of go over this side of the wall. This is where I keep my lawnmower equipment and everything. And then right here, what you see are my trophy size catfish certificates. I have more than what you see, but what I'm trying to do is a challenge, I guess, for myself, where I try to catch a trophy size catfish every month. So I have one for March, April, July, September, October, November, December, and I'm still waiting for one to come in for the month of January, which I'll put over here. So I'm trying to have a certificate for every month where I catch a catfish over 34 inches in length. And I also have a master angler and fisherman certificate, blue catfish. All right, guys, moving on from the Wall of Fame, I want to show you the pictures that I've caught just over time. These are all trophy-sized fish that I've caught from the Tennessee River, and most of them are blue catfish. I have a couple flatheads here. This one's probably my favorite one, and I have a certificate from Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency. I'm on Master Angler Level 1 on the TARP list, so that's a nice certificate there. And then I got one from Pennsylvania that I caught, a 34-inch flathead with my brother Jake. And then what I have here is my chest freezer that I keep all my bait fish in, specifically skipjack herring. let's see here. So what I do is when I go below the dam and I decide to catch skipjack, usually I'll bring a cooler full or a bucket full of skipjack home, and I'll put it in a freezer bag and I'll vacuum seal it. Just looks just like this. Let me see if you can get a better view here. There we go. And I just vacuum seal it, and then I'll just put it in my chest freezer. That way I'm stocked up for the year, so when I go catfishing, I'll just take a bag out and put it in my cooler over here, and then I'm set. Let's see, I have all my rods here that you can see. I have my surf rod here that I'll be using this summer when I go shark fishing. Stay tuned for a video on that first week of June. And then what you see here are my anchor rods. I have 2 blue nightsticks and 2 red nightsticks with also a silver cap magnum rod. These are my anchor rods. So when I'm anchor fishing on the river, this is what I use, as I'm usually anchored in some moderate to heavy current, and you got to have heavy duty rods so you can pull a fish against the current. So this is what I use here. These 2 rods I use strictly for bank fishing. This rod here I use for top water, catfishing below Chickamauga Dam. These 2 rods are skipjack rods. These 2 rods I use for drift fishing, for catfish on light tackle. These 2 rods I use to catch bass. They're light tackle rods, and then these 2 rods are ultralight rods I use to catch bluegill and bait fish and so forth. Here is my monster fish net. It's pretty big, but it's definitely necessary to have if you're catching fish over 30 pounds or so. I want to show you one more area of the man cave, and that is over here. This is my workbench area. Let me see if I can get the light turned on. There we go. This is where I keep all my tools and wrenches, hammers, all that good stuff. When we bought the house, this was like a bonus, and I really liked it a lot. Has 2 to 3 shelves here, and then obviously the workbench, so I can do all my work here. Pretty neat. Alright guys, before I end this video, I want to show you one of my aquariums that I keep down here in the man cave, and that is the Flathead Catfish Aquarium. So we're going to go there now. Obviously it's in the TV room here, so where we keep our Samsung TV. Here is the Flathead Catfish. I've had him the longest. I have another one upstairs that I keep, but this one's the bigger one. As you can see, he's right here. He's just sitting there. Pretty lazy, but very cool to have. I'll feed him night crawlers, and I'll be sure to leave a link up on this video for you to see that one. Sometimes I also feed him live bluegill, and he enjoys that. Pretty cool to have down here in the man cave. So, anywho, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below this video. Like and subscribe if it's something that you enjoyed. And until next time, fish to learn, fish for life. Talk to you later.